I wanted to talk to you just real quick about new ministries that start up in your districts. A lot of times, if they're just first starting up, if the ministry has never been in the church before, they're going to have tons of questions. So if you can put together something for them to look at, some kind of packet, now it's cheaper to email it, and that's totally up to you, but I always like to send something so that they have something they can hold, something they can look at. And if you have that put together, as soon as you get questions, as soon as you find out that there's a new church that's starting the ministry, then you can send that out, and it will help them a lot. Ideas for things that you can put in the packet. You definitely want to have information about you in there. You want to have your pictures so they can recognize you when they come to events. You want to have your contact information. Do you want to be called at the district office? Do you have an office there? Do you want them to use your email or your cell phone, or how you want to be connected? Have that in there. And then also your email address so they can connect with you that way. Also introduce the staff that works with you. If you have an assistant that they're going to talk to if they do call the district office, you want to make sure that you introduce that person in the packet. Introduce the reps that are going to be working with them. Just the more information you can give them on people they can contact, the more comfortable they're going to feel. Give them information on chartering. What is the cost to charter? What time of year do you do it? Do you do it calendar year? Do you do it school year? What is your method of chartering? Also, what are the benefits of chartering? Do they get discounts at events? Is there extra information that they receive? All of that kind of things. Is there a cutoff date for chartering? I know many times when I was a district director, I would have groups that wouldn't charter until it was time for an event, and then they'd want to charter so they got the cheaper price. So you have to maybe give information on whether that's allowed or whether there's a cutoff if you're not chartered by this date. However you do it, give them as much information as you can on the chartering. Give them information on training and express to them how important it is that as a new director, as a new coordinator, as a new ministry, they need to have all of their sponsors trained. We can do a lot on our own, but if we are all on the same page, the ministry is so much stronger. And a lot of the questions that they will have will be answered once they go through that leadership training. So give them information on training, that it needs to be done. If you have a district training that's coming up soon, or a couple times throughout the year, give them information on that so that they can get signed up for that. If possible, give them information on the leadership training guide. They can get it ahead of time, they can read through it, and it is possible to go through the training on their own, but if they can go through as a group, it is so much better. But give them information on where they can get the leadership training guide. Give them information on gender-specific ministry, how important it is, how they need to be aware of all these struggles that their kids are facing, and how to be able to address it through the ministry. Ideas for fundraising. Now, the ministry can be done as an achievement type of ministry where they have the badges, the buttons, the charms, all those things. Or it can be done as just the mentoring part of it. And so give them different ideas of how it can be structured and fundraising that they can do. Many times the churches will pay for all of the expenses, but many times they won't, and they will have to either do fundraisers or charge the parents, or there's many ways it can be structured, but give as much information on that as you can. Give them ideas for getting volunteers, for sponsors that will lead the clubs, the importance of having them all run through the pastor so that there's the covering there as far as accountability, that kind of thing. Have all those lined up already for them. Connect them up with another church in their area that has a strong ministry. It is always so informational if they can maybe go and attend one of their club nights and see how they do it and kind of get ideas and things that work for them. Now, nothing works the same for one church and another church. You have to kind of tailor it to the culture of your church, but it definitely helps to connect them up with somebody who is doing it and doing it well, and as far as questions. Include in that packet too information on events. If you have 2 events through the year or 3 events through the year, give them information on those so they know that they're coming up. They can get them on the calendar. They can get kind of excited about it. They know it's not just something that they're out there on their own, but there's other people doing it too, and it's a good chance to connect up. Anything else you have brochures, flyers, anything that you think will be of informational and of value to them, stick it in that packet. If you can give them a coupon or a percentage off on their first event, or the t-shirt at their first event, or something like that, that's also a win too. So be prepared. Put that stuff together ahead of time. Then when you have new ministries that are started up, you've got it all right there. You can send it out to them, and it's a win-win.